How's it going, everyone? Moto back again, and I'm here to discuss to you today the new Glaive build that I discovered for PvE content. I believe this would be an extreme powerhouse. It may be an upcoming meta if Glaives ever do get a buff, but I feel like they might not ever get a buff and might get nerfed after this. So, let's show off the build a little bit, shall we? So, obviously, running Syntheseps. Buffs melee range, and being surrounded buffs your damage. It's not all damage, it's only melee damage and your super damage. We don't really care about super damage here, we're using bubble with the build. But the improved melee damage actually counts for glaives now. This is in addition to a few other exotics such as the Winter's Guile on Warlocks. And this allows glaives to be absolute monsters. With glaives absolutely tearing through almost all content as long as you're surrounded. And you have the new Glaive with the close to melee perk. Glaive projectile final blows improve glaive melee damage. Glaive projectile or melee damage extends the duration. This is ridiculous. You kill one ad, and then as long as you keep meleeing or hitting stuff with your projectile, you will forever have the buff. And this makes it incredibly strong. This is not to mention the fact that the Glaive melee benefits from weapon buffs too. Or I mean in terms of like weapons of light. It benefits from it. It makes the build insanely strong. It allows for you to blow through most enemies with little resistance. Even bosses fall super fast, and I think that alone is impressive. The build is very heavily centered around, of course, your glaive melee, but you do need some survivability, and that's where the Void subclass comes in. Echo Persistence allows my overshields to last longer from Bastion. I'm running Bastion and Offensive Bulwark and not Controlled Demolition, as I feel Controlled Demolition doesn't really have a place in this build. I don't feel like you're using your abilities enough or have the chance to be using your abilities enough. I have Shield Bash more so for movement, but also if I want the quick instant overshield, and plus Shield Bash is really strong also with just Syntho's Offensive Bulwark. That alone is a good DPS option if you want to lead in with that and then switch to the Glaive and start beating the shit out of them. Towering Barricade, because I'm not using Rally Barricade. My weapon isn't going to need the extra reload. It has Overflow for a reason. From there, we run Vortex Nades in general are just really good. You could more than likely run something like a Suppressor Grenade or anything along those lines. Then we run Echo of Starvation, picking up an overpower grants Devour. Devour is also extremely broken. When you have Devour procced, any kill will fully heal you. It does not give just a small little boost of health. It doesn't start health regen. You immediately go back to full health. And you get grenade energy. As it says on the left, feast on the energy of your defeated foes. Final blows restore you to full health and grant grenade energy. And extend the duration of Devour, which also feeds into Echo Persistence, so we're benefiting twice from it. And then we have Echo of Leeching, so just in case you don't have an overpower on the ground yet, melee final blows will start health regen for you and nearby allies. So it kind of makes it a little bit of a team build, and also the 10 resilience is nice to cancel out the negative 10 resilience over here. The Bubble Super is also meant so I could just put it on a boss and just kind of like start smacking the absolute living fucking shit out of him. So from there, I run Bastion to kind of help me deal with champions, and Bastion's a pretty nice weapon also for PvE. The Retrofit Escapade is mainly because I wanted to try it out, and I think Target Lock is very nice. Field Prep gives it more ammo, and it allows me to use this as the weapon that I get my Void Orbs of Power with, because in case you can't tell, this is a Solar Glaive. This does make it a little harder, so if you want and you really are struggling to have a heavy weapon to give you those Orbs of Power, you can switch this to the Enigma. And I feel close to melee, I believe is around a 15% buff, but it is still, like, all the multipliers going in adds up to a lot. We go over here, Harmonic Siphon and Machine Gun Finder, of course. We run Reaping Wellmaker, which makes us where on a class ability cast, my next kill will automatically spawn 2 Void Elemental Wells. Overcharge Wellmaker, to where any finisher will grant me 2 Arc Wells. Well of Ions, I wanted to see, just in case, if Arc Ions does actually give me increased melee, and to be honest, I've had variable numbers. Sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't. So I might post a pinned comment, or you could honestly substitute this for anything, but this is just in case it does work. Will of Ions used to be thought for only for arc melees, but now it says picking up an arc with elemental will causes your next melee to do increased damage. So I don't know if that affects anything, or if it's not affected by just being on arc anymore. Will of Tenacity to benefit from Reaping Wellmaker and make it to where void elemental wells reduce the damage I take for a few seconds. That's about 90%. Elemental Time Dilation to benefit both Tenacity and Ions. So I get about 3 seconds, 2 seconds extra on each one. This allows the build to be very heavy hitting. It also have a lot of survivability as long as I keep clearing ads. The only time this truly does suffer is if I am hitting a boss and I do not have a bubble up. But that's where the Retrofit Escapade comes in. So, no more messing around. Let's get straight to the other side of the video, baby. And we're back. Let's show you guys how this fares up against the final boss of a strike. This build, again, no joke. Go up here. Do some of the little yellow bars. This thing really excels at taking down big guys. Ad clear, it's still really good, right? You're going to be slapping around ad bars no matter what. So we pick up biotic enhancements from that crowd. Watch this guy's health just start plummeting. Again, this is an technically infinite ammo weapon that this guy just has to eat 48k per melee from. Or 29k, I guess, a boss, because glaives do have reduced damage against bosses. But again, look at that. Even without Devour, the health regen is very nice. And on Solar, it's going to be even easier to generate those orbs of light. But also, if you're on Solar, you're not going to be using Devour. So right here, and then we get biotic enhancements now, because a bunch of ads just came nearby. We're going to go over here, don't let him escape. Give myself an extra shield. Look at this. I don't even think I actually have on. There, now biotic enhancements is on. Oh man. Look at that. My teammate could take a nap and I'm still soloing this strike boss easy. Again, not really a humongous feat destroying, like dismantling a strike boss, but also I'm walking face first into that guy, just mashing an infinite damage weapon. And just watching him like literally vanish. Guy had a fair bit of health and I tore through him like it's nothing. Boss time again? Where are you at? We're gonna put him in the Thunderdome, boys. Oh man, he did not want the Thunderdome. Go over here. Can't run from me, baby. Getting low on health. Popping the shield. And there he goes. Just like that. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is the real power of Glaives, baby. Love your faces.